Thanks, Gery, for joining us here on Winning Ways. It's a pleasure to have you on board.
Good to be with you.
CenturyLink won the Frost & Sullivan Award last year about the hybrid IT approach. Can you tell us, what exactly does hybrid IT approach mean?
The hybrid IT is a strategic approach to improve the alignment between the IT services and the business objectives. So it's really it's a very comprehensive approach in regard to IT strategy. So by leveraging different, let's say, assets, the enterprises benefit from different, let's say, physical as well as virtual services, and they can use on-premise, they can use third-party data centers, hosting, and then everything kind of seamlessly connected through a very high performing network as well as IT professional services. So it's from the kind of the strategy, the implementation, then all the way to the operational alignment. But really hybrid IT is not just about the cloud. Today, businesses to provide support to employees, to partners, to customers and so on, the hybrid IT is used in a much broader way with a number of, let's say, different infrastructure options. So what CenturyLink really sees a hybrid IT as a kind of an integration and optimization of multiple IT assets to then provide services to companies, and being able the companies to really move, let's say, workloads along the different areas from the co-located, even on-premise, all the way to the cloud, along and within the life cycle of any workload.
So you mentioned a host of things under the hybrid IT approach. So is CenturyLink present across all these segments, or you work with partners in various elements of those?
Yeah, so CenturyLink is a global leading hybrid IT solution provider, and we are very uniquely positioned by having all the different assets. So we have more than 60 data centers globally. We have full managed hosting capabilities across the world with very large enterprises using our services. And we have a cloud solution, CenturyLink Cloud, that's a public as well as a private cloud. And then we are the third largest telco provider, so therefore having full capabilities on the network side, again across the globe, especially also for our large multinational clients who are not only in the US, but really they are out here in Asia Pacific, they are in Europe, so to provide the same high quality services across the globe.
So what's the impact on businesses in Asia Pacific? If you were to look at just this geography, in terms of those adopting hybrid IT approach?
So what we see, let's say, it's almost a hybrid IT became the new normal in the IT. Here in Asia Pacific, companies really started updating their IT systems by using hybrid IT. For CIOs, it's really, they appreciate hybrid IT because it gives them very different capabilities, and really it's from the, let's say, assessing, planning, delivering, ongoing running of their operations. So another, besides, let's say, moving workloads around, another benefit of hybrid IT is really scalability and flexibility for the organization, and enabling them, for instance, to go accelerate the growth into new markets, or also solving diverse business problems and needs.
Today, data has come to occupy the center stage of whatever we do. So how do you think, this whole explosion of data, are companies really equipped to handle it? And in that respect, how is CenturyLink kind of partnering with companies to be really able to manage to do that?
Well, the world is really overloaded with data, and companies often maybe they look at how to capture the data, and that's just one part. I think the important one is at the end of the day how efficiently do you actually store the data, and then even more importantly, what do you do with the data? How you analyze the data for business growth. So, and we can see that companies really starting embracing big data for changing their business models. Obviously, get much more intelligence about their customers, about partners, also how to work together. CenturyLink has an offering for predictive analytics and also big data solutions, and really helping companies to make full use of the data, so almost go from the data to the decisions, right? And with this deep expertise in regard to big data deployment management, and data visualization, helping companies to really make full use of this huge amount of data coming to the company every day, every week, every year.
Another area where CenturyLink is pretty strong is on cloud and cloud solutions. So, I mean, we've seen that over the last few years, of course, businesses are slowly accepting the fact of, moving their data storage onto cloud. But, I mean, how do you see that trend? I mean, in a couple of years, are we completely going to see, those storage boxes in offices vanishing, on-premise going away? And in terms of individuals, I mean, do you think, is there more acceptability in terms of moving their data to the cloud?
Yeah, so cloud really has helped, let's say, companies using disruptive technology, and good examples are, let's say, like Netflix and Ubers. So behind these companies, they're really leveraging what IDC calls the third platform technology, and that's all around mobility, big data, social media, and cloud computing. So, and what's really happening is, let's say, the new infrastructure for companies, almost any size, any industry, anywhere in the world, companies really moving their workloads from a in-house on-premise into the outsourced world. So today still, let's say, like 70% of all the workloads or infrastructure is actually in-house. In the next 5 years it will change, and 70%, so just reversed, will actually be in the outsourced world, and in 5 years a major part will be in the managed cloud area. It's also based on data from IDC. They say that in Asia Pacific, more than $900 billion will be spent for third platform technology by 2020. So you can see what's really happening is, let's say, technology is used in any business these days, and many companies are using it to really, let's say, disrupt the business and changing the business models completely. And as I said, good examples was what I mentioned before with Uber or Netflix. But it's also, and this adoption is happening, then obviously with any adoption, they're always like there are barriers as well. So that's but often it's also due to a lack of understanding of maybe the benefits of cloud, or let's say data protection, or the compliance requirements for data retention or confidentiality. So and obviously data security becomes a topic all the time, not only with the CIO, but really it's at the CXO level, including the CEO. But really we at CenturyLink, we do believe, let's say, with a cloud technology, that actually that you can make your business even more secure, right? And that's when we are working together with companies. We're helping companies to put solutions together that, let's say, their infrastructure is even more secure than what they have today.
But when it comes to individuals, I mean, you think there is acceptability in terms of moving one's limited data onto the cloud, or still we are all very happy having it on hard disks in our homes?
No, I mean, it's like even today, right? So we all, let's say, using actually cloud, and very often maybe we don't know it, right? So personal things, that's all in the cloud. So and very often we are not concerned about this one. But let's say companies, it's still a little bit different, right? So and therefore, when you come, let's say, as I said, the security becomes a very important part, right? And security, it's not just only in the cloud. It's in the end-to-end solution. So that's including the network, right? Or it's including, because the cloud node will sit somewhere in a data center. So physical, let's say, security of the data center. All this one becomes so important, and that's why with CenturyLink, again, having actually the end-to-end solution, and we just launched a couple of weeks ago actually a managed security offering. So to really provide that kind of end-to-end security solution to companies as well. As I said, I think the industry really sees is entering a digital transformation area. So where businesses and industries are being disrupted by organizations that already have, let's say, deployed the latest technology, cloud solutions, third platform technology to build a totally different business. And again, according to IDC, they say that 60% of all the Asia Pacific top 1,000 companies will have digital transformation at the core, the center of their corporate strategy by end of 2017. So again, right, so digital transformation becomes so prevalent, and again, cloud technology will be a significant enabler to actually build out this new business models where digital services will be delivered in a very, very different form in the coming years.
So you mean to say that in today's world, emphasis on digital technology is a critical aspect for a winning way for a company?
It's today any business today is actually is digital, right? What we are using technology in the maybe 10 years ago. Yes, companies use technology, but some hardly. They're the brick and mortar companies and so on. But today, any business, any industry, any size, right? The very large one, the smaller ones, everybody is using technology, and therefore the business model, what they are building out, is based on digital technology, third platform technology, as I said before, the mobility, the big data, the social media, and the cloud technology. So, and again, it's like coming back to the data, right? Data is everywhere today. So it's in the cloud, it's in the e-commerce systems. It's in all the various products what we have, that's from the smartphone all the way to the cars. And therefore that's obviously another kind of area where companies, when they are able to really use this data, analyze that, and then build out, let's say, different solutions, as for instance the financial services industry, right? So you will see obviously let's say the customization of portfolios or understanding, let's say, services by just analyzing the data. That will be where the biggest investments will be in financial institutes as well. So, and even, let's say, in retail and in other industries as well. So it's all about the cloud. It's all about, let's say, the big data, the analytics of that, and then the use of that to really grow and become more competitive, innovate, and eventually really increase your revenue.
So would it be right to say that data is the new currency of this world?
That's a very good expression. So the more you actually, because everybody has a lot of data, and as I said, when you just, let's say, you just capture it, but you don't really analyze it, you don't store it, let's say, appropriately. Even, let's say, storing the data, there are very different ways to do it. You can, it can be actually pretty expensive, but there are ways you can do it in a very, very cost-effective way. But the other one is just, let's say, analyzing the data, because there's so much intelligence, and that's why the big data solution, predictive analytics will be or become very important in any enterprises going forward.
Another area where data seems to be playing a very critical role is in terms of smart cities and smart nations. I mean, Singapore is at the center of so many activities around, smart nation initiatives. How do you see this whole area of data analytics and data interpretation and whatever, I mean, coming to play in this whole build-up towards smart living?
Enterprise as well as, let's say, government, they have seen, let's say, the importance of data. Not just only protecting data, capturing data, but really, let's say, using the data, analyzing them, and putting them into good use and in bringing them forward into solutions. Here in Singapore, so there's a lot of data, let's say, about our citizens as well, right? So healthcare, there's a lot of data. And at the end of the day, that all comes together in a positive way. So in the light of the aging population, right? What can be done best, let's say, in Singapore for all the citizens. So, and in general, let's say when we have all the let's say, identifying all the different data points, you want to bring that back into a full-fledged production system, right? So, and make full use of that. Now, because it's such large volumes of data, so often, let's say, like even companies, right? So it's a challenge for them because they don't have the infrastructure, they don't have the data center, they don't have the resources, they maybe don't have, let's say, the skill sets for the people to actually do this kind of analytics. And that's really where CenturyLink is coming in as well with, let's say, this type of capabilities, being a partner, even a trusted advisor to help companies to put together solutions for companies so that they can reach customers and then gain the best benefit of that. And it's even, let's say, all that together in the government. It's actually one of the full-fledged kind of productive, let's say, solution would be a smart city, like what absolutely Singapore is driving here.
Okay. And is CenturyLink also, do you also work with startups and entrepreneurs, basically? Because, I mean, given the fact, like you said, that most of the new developments, like Uber and Netflix and all these are coming around, this whole third platform, as you mentioned. Yeah. So is there any specific offerings that you have in terms of what you do with these kind of startups or startup initiatives? Yeah,
so we have a lot of very large global enterprise clients, but now with what we have in the portfolio, especially with CenturyLink Cloud, which is a public and a private cloud, we can offer that, and companies, even startup, can use our cloud services. Very interesting as well. We are working very closely together with ISVs, independent software vendors. So many of them are very small companies, right? And they are developing applications. And they now can use, let's say, CenturyLink Cloud as their platform to put their application on. They even can white labeling, let's say, the cloud platform and make it their own. So, and then combined with their application, they can promote, position, and sell it here in Singapore. They can do it in Asia Pacific, and they can do it globally. Because we are a global company, it's available across the globe, and it's a very cost-effective way. And again, the huge advantage, obviously, for startups, a smaller company, there's no real startup, let's say, initial investment. Right? They can start very small, and as they grow, and it's exactly the same technology for which we are using for large multinational clients. We are supporting across the globe. So that makes it so agile and scalable, and as I said before, the global reach for any company, very small or also the larger ones.
Thanks, Gery. Thank you for the insight.
Thank you so much, Rich. Pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, thank you.